Imagine you're a police detective. You walk into a house in Philadelphia because you're conducting an investigation. You're expecting drugs, maybe illegal weapons. You aren't expecting to find a digital archive containing hundreds of thousands of images, tens of thousands of videos, thousands of pages of writings and drawings. You aren't expecting to discover material that may connect the house to women who disappeared years ago. And you certainly aren't expecting to find video footage that appears to show two missing women alive and later dead. This is Hold My Sweet Tea. We're back, mother flockers. I'm Holly.
I was going to say mothers and truckers.
Flockers, truckers, we're back.
I'm Pearl, by the way, in case you forgot.
I don't think anybody could forget.
Right.
But we have been having the summer of our lives, apparently.
That's horse shit.
Exactly.
Not the summer of my life.
No.
I'm tired.
But as we learned last summer, we have a very tough summer job. So therefore, it's really hard for us to even go home and stay awake, much less do the podcast. So we're sorry that, you had to have some reruns, but we got some fresh stuff for you today.
Yeah. I mean, I literally wake up, come here.
Yep.
Get home, go to sleep.
Yep.
So, and that's my last couple weeks every freaking summer. So no chance I'm researching squat.
So yeah.
At some point we might get ahead.
Yeah, maybe so, but
we try and it never actually happens.
Just to expect summer to be the summer remix.
Yeah. A summer remix.
Right.
Ugh.
That's what we're going to be doing. So, but we're back and we have some, like I said, fresh episodes, and we're going to be diving deep into some stuff.
Yeah. And we have fresh new microphones that we're not using today.
Yes. Bought some really nice quality ones, and our little mixer box could not handle them.
So getting another mixer.
Yeah.
So maybe next time we'll sound prettier.
Crisp.
We'll see.
Yeah. Hopefully so. I have hopes for it.
High hopes.
Yes. Any hopes at this point. Yeah.
So where are we going today?
Well, we're going to Philly.
I'm too tired to go to
Philly. maybe it's like South Philly. So we'll just say that. But I know it's not the South, but it's a case that is still unfolding.
Oh, fun time.
And because as disturbing as what investigators have already discovered, like maybe, police say they have reviewed only a small fraction of the evidence that they have already.
That sounds terrible.
It does. And and before we go any further, I want to make something very clear. We're going to separate what police have established from what is alleged, suspected, or still unknown. Like I said, the case is still developing in real time. There's tons of questions, horrifying discoveries, missing women. But there's also things that investigators simply don't know yet. And until they do, we're not going to turn suspicion into fact, because that's raging online right now. And
oh, I bet.
We are not doing that.
When something big happens and it's everybody's got
Right.
their guess is what it is, and then they start spreading it around like it's the truth.
Yes. And people are like, this is the House of Horrors. And I'm like, well, the last one was the House of Horrors also. There's also a House of Horrors, but
There's
still, there's some horrors in this house.
There are.
And we're not joking about this, but,
Horrors.
Horrors. Right.
And that's the thing is like, once you think you've heard or seen the worst,
right,
the next thing seems to be the worst again.
And then people grab it, and all of the TikTok detectives are jumping on it with their speculations, and we're not doing that. We're going with the facts, and we're gonna. I've researched what
like Dragnet.
Just
the facts.
Just the facts, ma'am. Exactly. So this didn't happen very long ago. June 19th, 2026, in Philly.
Wow.
Yeah. So a U.S. park ranger is near Independence National Historical Park when he hears what sounds like an argument coming from a parked BMW. Inside the vehicle, a man and a woman, the ranger approaches, and according to police, he hears the woman say something that immediately concerns him. "You're gonna hurt me." So at that moment would set off an investigation that less than 2 months later would grow into one of the most disturbing investigations Philadelphia homicide detectives have seen in years. The man in that BMW, 44-year-old Eugene Horsch.
That's why I said horse shit.
Yeah. The Horsch house.
That is my one and only joke about this whole thing.
Maybe it's the House of Horsch.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, I mean, technically it is.
Exactly. Police say the subsequent investigation uncovered firearms, including guns with obliterated serial numbers, a switchblade, and fraudulent federal law enforcement credentials.
So what's he pretending to be?
I think it was DEI.
Okay.
But I'm not positive. The woman with Horsch was carrying identification belonging to another woman, a woman named Blair Tonzelli. And Tonzelli had been missing since 2023.
So 3 years.
Yeah. So police aren't starting with like a cold case. They're starting with a man carrying illegal weapons, fraudulent federal credentials, and a woman beside him carrying identification belonging to someone disappeared years earlier. So that was enough to make investigators take a much closer look. And that look led them to a house. The house sits on West Chew Avenue in Philadelphia's Olney neighborhood. And investigators would eventually spend weeks searching it. What they found inside was strange enough to raise questions long before anyone knew what was on the hard drives. So police reported finding firearms, ammunition, narcotics, evidence of what appeared to be a marijuana growing operation, more than 120 pieces of ballistic evidence were reportedly recovered. There were also chemicals, a large 55-gallon drum connected to hoses or piping, urns containing what investigators believed to be cremated remains, false federal identifications, and other materials that caused investigators to take a much deeper look at the property. And then there was a handwritten document. This document contained references to the serial killer Ted Bundy and descriptions of violence. Yeah. But here's where we kind of have to slow down, because one of the most important, things in true crime is context matters, of course. Horsch's attorney has suggested that some of the disturbing material could have belonged to Eugene's father, Raymond Charles Horsch, known as R.C. Horsch. That's so hard to say. I'm sorry. And that brings another person into the story. The man whose history with the house is almost as disturbing as the things investigators found inside of it. So
RC and Eugene,
yes,
both potentially could be horrible people together.
Yes.
Okay.
So before Eugene became the focus of this investigation, there was his father, RC. RC was a photographer, filmmaker, and writer whose work involved sexually explicit and violent imagery.
I thought you were going to say he made like snuff films.
No. Well,
Kinda.
Yeah.
Okay.
He also wrote fiction involving serial killers. One of his books is titled Empathy, the memoir of an empathetic serial killer.
Say, huh?
Exactly. His work blurred the line between fiction, fantasy, and disturbing imagery. And investigators are now having to determine exactly where the father's world ends and the son's begin. Because the Chew Avenue property has been associated with RC before Eugene lived there, and one of the oldest missing persons cases connected to this house involves a woman who had a very personal relationship with RC. Her name was Amy McHale. Amy disappeared in 2016. She was a mother, and she had been married to RC. She wasn't Eugene's mother, though. According to reporting, McHale's last known location was the West Chew Avenue property. Her daughter has said that her mother sent messages indicating that she was safe at the house, and then she disappeared, and she never came home. So for nearly a decade, Amy's disappearance remained unresolved. And
those messages were probably not from Amy.
That's what I'm thinking. I doubt they were from Amy at all. They were just like, oh, I'm okay, I'm here, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, nothing. Like somebody else was sending them. And Eugene was arrested. So suddenly the house where Amy was last known to have been was being searched. My thing is why wasn't the property searched before when she disappeared? Did they just not have probable cause?
Right. If that was the last known place that she was, why?
There was some investigation going on. Right. So I think there were some things that were overlooked several times having to do with RC and Eugene and this property.
And again, I mean, I guess she's an adult, so you get that whole she's allowed to disappear if she wants to disappear spiel.
Yes.
And I guess RC could have been like, oh, no, she left a long time ago. I don't know where she is.
And since this has happened in June, police have excavated portions of the property. Investigators have examined plumbing, sewer components, searching for DNA. Like, they dug up all the plumbing.
I was going to say, you dug up anything, everything. Dig it all.
Yep. They examined containers, chemicals, and they began trying to determine whether the physical structure of that house held answers to what happened to Amy. But there's always that major problem. There's no body. And there's no public evidence at that point establishing that Eugene had killed Amy, or RC for that matter. In fact, Eugene had not been charged in Amy's disappearance at all. And that remains true today. So she just disappeared and nobody was like...
Nobody got in trouble for it.
No finger was pointed to anybody. But then there's Blair Tonzelli. Blair disappeared in 2023. And unlike Amy's connection to the house, Blair's name surfaced almost immediately when police encountered Eugene.
Of course, because that lady was carrying her ID.
Exactly. And investigators found other items connected to Blair also. And people who knew Blair described her connection to Eugene's home. Again, if there was a connection and people knew that, why, again, was nothing investigated? Which is weird.
3 years ago.
Yes.
Right.
So according to reporting, she had worked there as a home health care aide. There were also...
For who?
Probably RC, because he just passed away in 2025.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah. Got it.
So according to reporting, she had worked there as a home health care aide, and there were also allegations of a financial dispute involving Eugene. But again, we need to be careful, because Blair's disappearance remains a missing persons investigation, because Eugene has not been charged with killing her.
Right. Because they don't know if she's alive or dead. They just know she's missing.
Right, and her body has not been found. And investigators have not publicly established exactly what happened to her, but investigators weren't done, because inside the property on Chew Avenue, there were computers, there were hard drives, there were phones, CDs, videos, photographs, documents, an absolutely staggering amount of digital material. This is where investigation takes another turn. Police recovered approximately 600,000 images. That's a lot.
Yeah.
70,000 videos and more than 10,000 pages of writings, manuscripts, and drawings, according to Philadelphia police. Investigators at this point have only reviewed about 5% of the digital evidence when they made their latest announcement.
I feel like they got to have like so many people looking at this stuff.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Like they have a mountain of evidence and they barely scratched the surface. So investigators began working through the first hard drive and they found something that has completely changed this investigation. Something that has transformed it from a missing persons investigation into a death investigation. So this is where another person comes in, Maribel Freisis. She was 27 years old when she disappeared in 2018.
So between the other two.
Yes. She had been reported missing years past, and again, no body ever showed up. No definitive answer about what happened to her until investigators examining the digital evidence from the house found images and videos that appear to show Maribel alive inside the house and later appearing to be deceased inside the house.
Ugh.
So Philadelphia Police Inspector Raymond Evers described what investigators saw as dark, very dark. Police have not released the graphic material publicly, which I get that they need to, there's a lot they're going through. And they have not recovered Maribel's body. But investigators say the footage was sufficiently convincing that they notified her family. And Maribel wasn't the only woman investigators believe that they have saw. Gabrielle Amarado disappeared in 2012. She was only 22 years old. So for 14 years, her family lived without knowing what happened to her.
So that's older than the first one.
Right.
Okay.
Like we're back in 2012 now. And now police say digital evidence recovered from that house appears to show Gabrielle alive and then later appearing dead. Again, no body. But investigators believe the imagery is real enough that the medical examiner would consider the women depicted to be deceased if the material is authentic and unaltered. So that, that qualification is important, because was it like, oh, they were making a film or something because his father was a filmmaker with these weird imagery and stuff?
Right.
Did it make them look like they were, like, has it been altered or whatever? But they're saying that it looks legit. And these women are missing and have never been recovered. So police aren't like simply assuming the identity of the women. Investigators say they were able to identify Maribel and Gabrielle. Their families were notified, and the families have, seen images where they can definitely say, yes, that's them.
Mm-hmm.
So Philadelphia police have now opened a death investigation. But, like, where are their bodies? I think that's, like, one of the most important unanswered questions.
And how many more are on these videos and pictures?
If they've only scratched the surface of this stuff.
You're 5% in and you've already seen two girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
So because police haven't found their bodies, and without these remains, investigators face like an extraordinary challenge. They have digital evidence. They have a location. They have missing women. They have images appearing to show these women deceased. But they still have to prove what happened. Who was, like, responsible for this? When did it happen? Where did it happen? Like, there's a lot of questions. And then were there deaths, like, at some point on some of this stuff, were they actually filmed? And, like, it's crazy. That's a lot for an investigator to have to go through, like, for real. And
that's the thing is, like, that profession in general, I'm like, you have got to be a certain way to still remain human after dealing with stuff like that because every day.
It's like unfamiliar territory for, like, a homicide investigator. That's you don't have a body, but you have this. Here you go through all this stuff. And I know they have people that go through all of the digital files and things like that, but, like,
they still got to look at it.
At the end of the day, you got to go home to your family
with all that in your head.
And, like,
hence the reason why I crack jokes and people get upset about it.
Right. Like, there's got to be something like that you can.
It's the only way to get past it for me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. But the videos aren't the only evidence, and investigators have spent weeks searching the property so far. And, like, we're 2 months into it? So more than 95 search warrants have reportedly been executed in connection with the house and its contents.
I'm sure, because every time something happens and they find something else, they need to search
warrant.
Somewhere else. Yeah.
Authorities have examined the property itself, the basement, the yard, the pipes, the sewer components, like every little container. And then you have the computers, the hard drive, and then any physical evidence. They're also examining the chemicals found at the residence. At one point, there were concerns about the materials, like they were serious enough that specialized testing was required. And I have no doubt it's to get rid of
evidence.
Right.
Well, yeah, and I mean, that stuff could be like leaching into the ground and causing other issues.
Yeah, and police have also investigated, like, blood reportedly found inside the house. But once again, we have to distinguish between evidence being investigated and evidence that's been
Speculated.
scientifically established as proof of murder. Right.
Yeah.
And
then other things that are just being speculated.
Right. And not every suspicious substance is human blood. Not every chemical container is like evidence of murder. So there's a lot. And that's why like forensic testing matters. And that's why investigators take their time and go through all this stuff, because you don't want to speculate and be like, oh, well, I think this is what happened and blah, 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 blah. Like there's probably a lot more to this case than they've even scratched the surface with.
Definitely seems that way with all that stuff they found.
And so far, since June, 4 women have been connected. So Amy, Blair, Maribel, and Gabrielle.
And 2 they feel are confirmed deceased.
Yes.
Ugh.
Especially with the stuff, like the digital evidence of like, here's this girl alive and or this woman, dead. And then here's this girl dead. Like, I don't know. I have so many questions, and I feel that the father was involved, of course. And I feel that
taught him the way.
And I feel that Eugene didn't think he would get caught,
and just kept on going.
But that doesn't automatically mean like 4 murders. That doesn't automatically mean 1 killer. So
wait and see.
We'll wait and see. So, we wanted to go through that part and the victims, but let's just go through like who Eugene was. He's a 44-year-old convicted felon. And when this investigation began, police say he was found in possession of firearms, that he was legally prohibited from possessing. Because when you're a felon,
felony conviction,
and like I said, the serial numbers had been taken off, and the fraudulent credentials and all that stuff. So far, a federal grand jury has indicted him on charges connected to the firearms and the false credentials. So that's what they're holding him on. As of the latest reporting, he remains in federal custody. But again, not for murder, just for
the other stuff.
Which, yay, that he committed those crimes so they could hold him, because this would be a lot harder if they couldn't. Because, right now the investigation is telling us so much more than the criminal charges are.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just want to know, like, how much of what they found belongs to Eugene and how much belongs to his father. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like it's community property.
Right.
The community being his father and himself.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like shared property at that point.
And Philadelphia police have said they expect to continue searching the property, of course, and detectives are returning to areas they've already examined, going back through evidence, reviewing digital files, identifying people who appear in the videos. And police have said they've already located some individuals shown in the footage who are still alive and have interviewed them. So that's going to be incredibly important, because people who appear in those recordings may be able to answer some questions about who was there, who was filming, why this footage was being created, and what happened inside that house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them could be become part of that whole downfall if they seem to be culpable.
Yep. And like people, like I said, online are calling it a serial killer case, but we don't know that yet. What we do know is disturbing enough without adding anything to it.
Yeah, you don't need to make anything up, because this seems like it's going to be well past enough.
Yeah, and don't confuse a terrifying possibility with a proven fact. Like sometimes the truth is horrifying enough all by itself.
Mm-hmm.
But I will update as much as possible on this as it unfolds and throw some little snippets in here and there. And
I was going to say, in a couple of months, it could be a whole second episode.
Yep.
So.
And if so, then we'll do a whole second episode and update everybody on the Horsch house on Chew Avenue.
Gonna hold it in.
Yes.
Tired of people being mean to me on the internet.
Right. Oh my gosh, yeah. We love that everybody sends stuff in and says stuff, but there's some meanie bobinis out there
that take everything I say or do the wrong way.
Yep. And I mean, I know that's going to happen.
For me, I just don't want it to deter someone else from listening, because someone else will probably listen and go, that's not what she was doing at all.
Yeah.
But, it's whatevs.
Yeah. We just go, whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me. I don't care.
Apparently, we talk too much.
Yeah.
So. It's a podcast.
I mean, it's a podcast. That's what we do. It took us too long to get to the point or something like that, I'm like, not really. Right. We have a story to tell. This is a storytelling platform.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And I'm not just telling everyone else's story.
Right.
I mean, I have my own.
That's right. But who I have missed for like over a month now?
Patty Salzetta.
Yes. We have not said her name in over a month.
Yes. Her and her music have been nominated for some local 225 AMA awards.
Nice. Go Patty.
Yeah. So I'm fairly sure that if you follow her on Facebook, follow Wonderkind, Orphan Annie Band, Petty Betty.
She's an all-around just musical genius.
But any of those, I'm sure there's links for voting in there. I'll put one in your show notes. So go vote.
Go vote. If you like our theme music and you can go follow her, you'll love what you hear. I promise.
Absolutely. If you're local to Louisiana, you can go meet her in person and hear her there as well.
Yes.
And then you go tell them, I heard about you on Hold My Sweet Tea.
Yep. Do it. Absolutely. And if you have any stories for us or anything you want us to research, like Jay has sent in several times, things for us to research.
Which I promise we're going to do now that we're back to business.
Back to business.
I'm sure he's been like, bruh.
Right.
Where's my new stuff? I can't live. No.
I can't live without listening to you.
Right. That's right.
We got to break into song at least once on this thing. Okay.
Every time.
But send it to us. Where can they send that to?
holdmysweetteapodcast@gmail.com.
Slow it down for the people in the back.
Hold my sweet tea podcast@gmail.com.
All right. So somewhere in between the fast one and the slow one, I think you guys got it. Send us some info. Send us some love mail. Send us some hate mail. Send us some mail. I don't care.
Send us some Sweet Tea After Dark stuff.
I thought was funny in our email the other day for holdmysweetteapodcast@gmail.com. We got a Temu collab invite for influencers. I was like, no Temu.
Temu?
No.
Next, it's wish.com.
It's going to be Temu X Hold My Sweet Tea collab. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, look at Temu finding us.
That's funny. That's funny.
They're just seeking out anybody.
Like
it is.
Right. That's how you know you matter, guys.
That's right. That's how you know you've made it.
Temu is in your inbox.
Temu in your inbox. That's right.
Fun. I mean, I fully expected someone to reach out that had something to do with some sweet tea.
I know.
So I'm just...
Like loaded teas, sweet teas, let us know.
Twisted tea.
Twisted tea. I will go smack somebody upside the head with a twisted tea. You sponsor us.
Right. I mean, come on.
Snap into a sweet tea.
Right.
But as always, Hold My Sweet Tea is a Drunken Bee production.
Bzz.
And remember, just because we're dipping doesn't mean you can't keep sipping. Bye.
Bye.